Yeah, let's flip. Just use that. I can move. This has to let go. It has to let go.
What happened? He's cramping or?
No, I'm good.
He tweaked it earlier today.
I saw it in the match against Nathan.
Yeah.
You need time, Philippe?
Match to Orion Parsons due to injury.
Yep. Hello, welcome to the APTA's Grand Prix Women's Final between Kerry Delmonico and Lauren Gebbia and the #1 seeds Flor Hanisch and Anna Maria Zubori. So, Mark, would you like to point out the players on the court?
So at the bottom of the screen, getting ready to serve is Kerry Delmonico. In the pink jacket at the net is her partner, Lauren Gebbia. And in the black, she's serving to Flor Hanisch. And that's Anna Maria Zubori in the red top. So both teams made it through relatively easily.
Yep.
So I expect they'll be very fresh.
Yes, exactly. I think Hanisch Zubori lost 14 games and Delmonico Gebbia 12 games. So they're ready to go. This is going to be, I think, a lot of strategy, especially from the strategy master queen there, Kerry Delmonico, who is serving.
And you just saw the hard overhead from Zubori, and she's going to test Delmonico's movement.
Yes, exactly. We're going to see a lot of drop shots, a lot of spin overheads, and to create the athleticism and to create the switching. Kerry Delmonico in the red. I mean, she plays with a plan. She plays with a purpose. And she likes to control the speed of play. She knows her job is to get the short ball to her partner, Lauren Gebbia, who can rifle the ball off of both wings. So I think Hanisch and Zubori need to take Delmonico out of her rhythm to be successful.
This is Hanisch Zubori's first tournament together. And they have all the makings of a classic team. Hanisch just rock solid, and that enables Zubori to do all the special things she does. You know, kind of comes and goes at time.
15:30.
Hanisch is north on the compass, as you like to say. She's there all the time. And when Zubori's got it going, she's just too good.
She's got so much shot selection. And she just, I think she just needs to see the court a little bit differently and be more disciplined with some of those shot selections and not give away the free, easy points. But man, what racket skills and fast hands.
$30-40.
And there's some of that athleticism we talked about, Jerry.
She's taking that short ball off the deck and picking a spot and then going in behind it. All right,
Here
so
are Viking keys to victory.
Right, so Hanisch and Zubori, they can't hit short overheads. Obviously to carry Delmonico, because that's how she builds her point off the deck. They've got to lob down the line and see if they can get Delmonico to take more overheads from behind Gebbia. And drop shot. They've got to test the foot speed and create chaos and movement for Delmonico and Gebbia.
15 left.
Delmonico, Gebbia, you're a bit of a classic paddle team, where Delmonico's job out there is to get Lauren Gebbia's swings.
But she baits you. Delmonico baits you into hitting that, keeping that ball away from Gebbia, and she sneaks up the side screen, so you've got to be really careful about hitting those quick down-up overheads, or she'll take it off the deck with a block lob. And Delmonico will take the shot. I mean, she's got good drives, and she's got good control of varying the pace and the spots of her drive. But she does, you're absolutely right, her number one focus is get her partner some good looks.
30 all.
And it looked to me the first game and a half, Jerry, that Zubori was a little bit surprised by the pace of the Gebbia ball. All of a sudden she's staying back.
30, 40.
It's not something we've seen much from her.
She fell in the match before and hurt her leg, and it was affecting her serve, but now I see that she is jumping off the court into her serve. They look pretty comfortable and relaxed to me at this point.
3 missed returns in a row there. Cost them, I guess, second game. And Hanisch Zubori played a lot of paddle this summer, and they are very, very confident.
Well, they've got a lot of weapons. Like, where is the safe spot in the court?
Left 15.
And they're lobbing quickly off the deck, so they're taking away time from Delmonico's overhead. She likes to slow down the speed of play and is very focused on where she's placing her overheads. And you can see that Hanisch Zubori are taking those balls early, taking away time.
Sorry. Left 40.
It's 2 love 40. This is going fast, way too fast for Delmonico Gebbia. Wow.
Delmonico, nobody can take on Zubori one-on-one in close range. Her hands are just too fast.
Lead 3
She's
left.
put a little bit like Durant plays.
Yeah.
She's just challenging you.
Yep.
Get into that hands battle.
Coming in behind as she knows that Hanisch is going to cover her. They're both quick.
And she's just got an incredible set of hands.
Yeah, she's got a lot of talent. And this team, I think, this is early. They're a new team, but they're going to be able to play with a lot of options, a lot of variety. I mean, we haven't seen floor Hanisch blitz at all, like we have in the past. Yeah, and part of the function is their points have been fairly quick up until this point. Not sure how much Zubori is focusing on lobbing deep to set up that play because they haven't had to go to it.
The other thing is they both serve very well. A lot of the women's teams have one server who struggle. And in their case, they both have excellent serves.
all.
That's a well-placed lob by Zubori. So it's right over Gebbia's left shoulder, so they're going to... It's making Delmonico have to cover a little bit more court.
And there Gebbia hit an overhead she shouldn't have hit and set up the Zubori forehand.
Great serve. Right, deep with a bit of kick. Hanisch is serving very deep down to the deuce side corner too in her previous match, just like that. I mean, really takes away Gebbia's first strike on the ball, and that was one of the Viking keys to victory that we were discussing off air, Mark. That Delmonico Gebbia have to lob high and deep. They can't send any floater shots like that, because Zubori has the ability to hit those cut drops. And so does
Did I mention
Hanisch.
that they? Did I mention they seem very confident?
I think you did.
15 love.
But again, it's early days, and if Delmonico can slow down the pace and execute her strategy, they'll
The
find
thing with
a way
Zubori you have to worry about is her focus kind of comes and goes a little bit.
Yeah, and they'll be dialed in on that. If they slow down the pace, stay with their game plan.
40 love.
Yep, allow Hanisch and Zubori an opportunity to make some errors.
Game Gebbia Delmonico. Hanisch, Zubori leave 4-1. First set.
All right, so Delmonico Gebbia on the board.
And Jerry, for our viewers, the men's final is going to be signing shortly on the other court. And I think there's another channel with the one camera that they can watch that match. We hope. Had some YouTube issues today. Okay, I'm now being told that is a negative. We'll get you some sneak peeks.
Love 15.
Sloppy overhead there from Hanisch. Good overhead from Gebbia, catches the neck.
Well, you can see the speed of play is slowing down.
Was out. 15-30.
Great shot of the golf course there at Country Club of Darien, who has been our wonderful host for this first Grand Prix.
Some great lobs from Delmonico. But the first short one she hits, Zubori hurts her with the spin. Zubori stayed back pretty consistently against Gebbia. That's great play, but she misses it wide.
30-40.
Break point opportunity here. See that change of pace that Kerry Delmonico has with her overheads. Different pace and different spins.
Look at that court positioning from Zubori. 3 feet inside the baseline.
Gebbia was bailing, which was a smart move, but she just got caught. Back to deuce. That's Anna Maria Zubori serving.
Good serve there, forces the error. Point for 5-1.
Well, that was a great combination of overheads from Zubori. She kept that ball deep by the singles line and handcuffed Kerry Delmonico. So she stopped her from sliding up the side screen and using that block lob or block drive. She kind of handcuffed her and then waited for the short ball, gave that overhead a lot of spin, and with a lot of pace that Gebbia, pushed outside of the court.
The Zubori overhead is a lot better than it was last year.
Look how she's holding that ball to the last minute and then picking where she's hitting the drive and coming in right behind it with the first volley there.
Left 30. Left 40.
This is a fast set, and the faster the speed of play, the worse it is for Delmonico Gebbia.
15-40.
Zubori's showing off some of her soccer skills for us. There's not much that woman can't do. Game in first set. Hanisch Zubori, 6 games to 1.
Hanisch Zubori took the first.
Jerry, should we finish with the Viking keys to victory that we didn't finish?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it's really the speed of play, right? Hanisch Zubori, I think we went through that. Yeah, Delmonico, they've got to hit deep lobs. They can't hit those floaters because we saw that if they hit short balls, that they both. Hanisch has got the slash cut too, but they've both got too much work. And then I would be testing them as the new team. Put the balls down the middle at both the net and the backcourt, and just see who's going to take what balls, because this is a new team, and you've got to vary the drive, the speed of the drive, and the height of the drive to test the volleying skills. But I wouldn't. Gebbia drives the ball at mock speed. They would be able to handle it. I think you've got to take it up a couple of inches, take some pace off of it, get them to reach.
15 left.
For me, the first thing I look at when I analyze a match is who wants to play fast, who wants to play slow. And this one, it's pretty obvious.
You see, the cat and mouse is just not going to work against Zubori. Nice rip by Gebbia. It's the first like real clean look she's got.
Well, look how far over Zubori dragged Delmonico on that lob. Another one.
Yep. Well, you've got Lauren Gebbia so tight to the net.
Wow.
30 love.
It's an exhibition so far, Joe.
It's all about the chase, right? Once they start that chase, so Zubori lobs deep down the line, pulls Delmonico behind Gebbia, goes again, and now it's the switch, and the chase starts.
40 love.
Wow. And there's so much of Zubori's game that reminds me of Durant.
Game. Hanisch Zubori. Hanisch Zubori.
It's going
lead 1 love
fast.
in the first set. They took the second set. They took the first set 6-1.
I mean, if Delmonico Gebbia don't start lobbing a little bit better, we're going to be shaking hands pretty soon. Delmonico starts off with a fast fault. Is it too early to start talking about water, Jerry?
Yeah. I love that overhead by Delmonico. Nice and deep. She doesn't panic. See, this is the speed that she wants.
But again, look where Zubori's playing. She's so in tight, putting so much pressure on you.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, if Gebbia and Delmonico don't hit that ball deep, they're going to have...
There's the
gonna
blitz
be
you
an
talked
attack.
about.
Yep. Yep. And they can both do it.
Love 30.
When the pace of play accelerates and they play those cat and mouse points, you just feel like Delmonico Gebbia are in trouble.
Yeah. As tempting as it is to go with them, you've got to throw up another lob.
And there's a great blitz
Love
again,
30.
where they're not winning any points right now.
Delmonico Gebbia got to focus on where in the backcourt they can put that ball.
And I love that hard overhead from Zubori, because if it's not successful in and of itself, it speeds up the pace of play. Now we're in transition.
Oh, that was a great overhead by Gebbia. It was a little scary. She was deep in the service box, but she somehow managed to catch that outside line. I think she was smiling too. It was like, oh.
Very fine line between a great overhead and a foolish one.
Yeah, like what were you thinking going over there?
Okay, 2-love.
Excuse me, does Anna serve on this side? You serve on that side? All right, thank you.
Boy, it's almost imperative Delmonico Gebbia make a stand on this game.
Love 15.
There's that big Gebbia forehand.
Great spot too, right at Hanisch's right hip.
And there's another
15
cut
all.
winner.
See, that's part of Delmonico's game, is that cat and mouse and jerking them around. But with this team, they've got too many shots, too much spin for an off-pace spot. It's either got to be a bullet drive or a high lob. Anything in between, and both these players can hit a slash drop shot off of it.
30 all.
nice cover by Gebbia.
That's just a function of pressure. There's so many tough overheads. You have to be so careful with your lobs. It's one of those forced, unforced errors.
Yeah.
Game Hanisch Zubori.
Yeah, it's a lot of spin, and
Hanisch
Delmonico
Zubori
can
leads
usually
3-1
handle
in the
those
first
balls.
set.
I mean, like
Second
we were
set,
talking about in the last match.
Got a
I
long
don't know how
set.
much paddle everybody's played. First tournament of the year.
Yeah,
Don't expect to see everybody really sharp.
yeah. No, you're absolutely
And it
right.
does look to me like Hanisch Zubori are about 2 months in front of everybody.
You know, and it's such a strong draw too. You know, it feels like we're back at the Nationals. And you're right, it is only the first tournament of the season.
Love 15.
So there's some rust.
But no, make no mistake, Hanisch Zubori are making a loud statement today.
15 all.
Between the leg shot from Zubori, it's been a long time since she hit one of those. I was a little worried about that. She did date Gail Monfils, so you can understand it.
Gebbia choosing to stay back.
15-40.
Just their timing is off. This, you know, it's
Well, this is so much faster a pace than they played the rest of the day.
yeah.
15. Sorry, 30-40. Thank you.
Another point for 4-Love.
Duke.
Couple of misses from Zubori. Actually, 3. And this is what we talked about a little bit, where her focus can kind of wane, and that's when you got to take advantage. There's some big balls there from Flor Hanisch.
Receiver.
You
And
just
her
you-
focus never wanes.
Right. Well, when you've got drives coming off of all wings, you have to hold your ground, have your backhand volley set, and just stay still at the net. You can't have any movement. You can't be looking for forehand volleys, certainly. You've got to try to counter the big drive.
And there's Zubori just totally dominating play.
Game Hanisch
And that's a ball she's
Zubori.
just got to lob.
Yeah, I mean, she normally does not miss shots off the screen like that. I just think it's, like we said, I just think it's early in the season, hasn't had a lot of time on the court. And they're just totally having to react to Hanisch and Zubori.
What did you say? Hanisch Zubori lost 14 games coming in?
Yes.
And 8 of those were in the first round?
15
That's right.
all.
Good math, Mark.
So it was 14. So let me add this down. 14 and 1 is 15?
Good.
Wow. And there's what you talked about, Gerald, that soft drive. Just very dangerous against this team.
30 all.
Great read from Flor Hanisch. Kind of saw that whole point. One shot ahead of Gebbia. Good smart overheads from Zubori. Wow.
Lead 5-love in the second set.
It's just, you know what? Make up, just lob, 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 and see what happens. They've got to change it, because trying to play cat and mouse, trying to hit by them is not working. So, you know, throw up a bunch of lobs, move the ball around, see if we can get some positioning errors, see if they can get some indecision from a new team, pull them out of the service box.
Left 15. Left 30.
2 points for the match. We're going to have an interview with our winners at the end of this, which seems like it's going to be very soon.
Left 40.
And by very soon, I mean now, as we reach triple match point. And there it is.
Game, set,
Wow.
match, Hana Zubori, 6-1, 6-love.
Sarah, what was
It was
that match,
impressive.
like 28 minutes?
I didn't put a clock on it, but that was quite the display from Hanisch and Zubori. I mean, you could see, everybody knew, you know, they have the racket skills and they have the athleticism. Flor is very disciplined. Anna Zubori is just got an amazing array of shots, but as you said, can sometimes lose her focus. But it was the speed of play and the control with their speed of play. It's one thing to, you know, to play quickly, but they were able to execute their plan, and they picked smart shots. They waited for the floater, and then they showed the spins, and you just can't play that cat and mouse game with them. And Delmonico, Gebbia, they never got their game going. I mean, we never saw Gebbia hit off the deck, really. Maybe one or two balls that got set up. And Kerry, like Delmonico, you know, she likes to dictate play and holds the ball well and can disguise shots. But against these guys, you know, you really need the pace and the accuracy, and then the lob. So
there's so much I like about the pairing. I mean, Hanisch is just so solid, and Zubori, as we talked about, has those highs and lows, and Hanisch is north of the compass, as you like to say, and just steadies the team. They both serve so well. They both have such good overheads. We've only played one tournament, but they got to be big favorites to win nationals. I mean, the biggest threat I see are Cruz, Nicolescu, and we'll see as they play themselves into shape. They were not much of a threat today, but in fairness, they hadn't played a tournament in a year and a half.
Yeah. Yeah, and also, you know, Elliot Radesno. I mean, there's a bunch of really good teams in this draw. And Elliot Radesno, defending national champions. I mean, we didn't get to see them on the live stream today, but, you know, they really came through the later part of last season. So they're still in there. I mean,
certainly a threat to win nationals, no question.
Yeah, they're definitely in the mix for me. And Morgan, Sakura, they're only going to get better as they go.
Yeah, I think they're a
along.
notch down.
Yep. And part of that is they don't live in the same state, so it's very hard. When they're getting on the court together, they're just getting on to play a tournament, so they don't get as much court time.
I'm disappointed we lost Jade Curtis, who moved to Florida. She was a brilliant young player.
Oh, I didn't know that.
She was supposed to play with Andrekova, but she took a job down there and no longer playing.
Yeah, she was. You can see we're setting up for the trophy presentation, and
Big shout out to everybody, including yourself, Jerry, who pulled this off. I mean, it seems seamless, but trust me, it's not. Just how much time and effort went into making this remote broadcasting work, and how much of it was your time and effort.
Well, it's been a big learning curve, we're there. It's just fun to be able to see live paddle, right?
Yes, it is. And who knows how much of it we're going to get to see this year.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Taking it 1 week at a time.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get the other cameras up on the other courts, like we said earlier. It's been a internet issue and some Wi-Fi issues, but our plan is we're going to experiment with having 4 courts going. So they'll all have their separate channels on YouTube. 3 of them, won't have the commentary, but you can go on and follow it. So hopefully maybe next week in Indy we'll be able to bring viewers that. But yeah, shout out to Carl Levenant, who's the director of Racket Sports here, and Jackie Cameron, our APTA tour director. Ann Waldron, who has been assisting us, so she's done a fabulous job of keeping us up to date with the scores throughout
And Annie
the
was
day.
terrific last year at Nationals, one of our fundraisers, along with Kelly McCoy Newton.
Yeah, we've got some great volunteers. And thanks to our ENET crew, John Scott and Kelly Diesel, who worked tirelessly to bring us live streaming. And thanks to all you guys too, Mark and Brad and Lauren, commentating.
But I don't hear them. And I hear myself too.
Okay, Flor,
Yes.
Anna Maria, can you guys hear us?
Marta's favorite movie.
I would say that would be a no.
Because I can hear myself.
Okay, so Flor doesn't realize she's on air now.
I only hear it on the right side.
Guys, can you hear us?
You only hear from... Oh, me too.
Okay, we're having some technical problems. We're going to skip our interview and go over to the men's final.
All right. Why, I think we're going to...
No, they're not.
Mark, I think the guys at the end of this game have agreed to switch over to the main show court. So I think we might cut the stream.